What is going on, everybody? This is your boy Mo. Welcome to the Unguarded Podcast. Today, we're here with my co-host Rahat. We're here with Aayan.
What's
and
up?
we
What's
have
up?
Elijah right here.
Yay.
We're gonna take a little bit of time to introduce each one of us. So Rahat, you can go ahead and give us a little bit of information about yourself and your time in prison and so forth.
So, my name is Rahat Qureshi. I did 15 years in California State Prison for an armed robbery that I committed. I went to trial, lost my trial, ended up getting 16 years and 4 months. I've been out about 4.5 months now, and I feel highly blessed. The world is nowhere near as what I remember it. So this is what this podcast is about, to kind of show what we went through in prison and how we're adjusting to life now.
Right.
You know, it's completely different world, and it's something that we had not prepared for in prison.
Right.
You know, so we're gonna talk about that during this podcast. So I'm gonna go ahead and let Aayan introduce himself.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Aayan, all sevens, man. I did 15 years in state penitentiary. Spent about close to 7 years of that in the county jail, the other 8 in prison. And again, like Ray mentioned, man, every breath out here in society is the best breath in air you can ever taste. It tastes different, smell different, everything is different. Like when you get out of prison, you got that smell. You know, it's a different vibe out here. And like he said, the world has changed dramatically.
Absolutely.
You know.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Elijah. I didn't do that long. I did like 4 years, but one day is too long up in there.
Definitely.
You know, so it's a blessing to be up out of there. You know, that's it.
You know, yeah. So the only thing is that for us, as far as coming home, right, you have certain expectations of the world being a certain way, and when you come home, the world is nowhere near as how it's supposed to be. You know,
Right.
You have all these daydreams. You're sitting there daydreaming every single day when you're coming home. Like, man, this is how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
This is what it's gonna be, right?
Yeah.
And you come out,
It's a shocker.
and literally you're like an alien. You feel like an alien in an alien world, right?
Yeah.
Everything had moved on, you know. I mean, just from the way people dress and
Right.
the way people act, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of the way that people dress, remember the outfit that I got you?
Yeah, so
what were you saying about that?
So here's a quick background about that, right?
Yeah.
So you know, in prison before you get out, your family get to send you some dress outs, as they call them, right?
Yeah,
So they send it about a month early. You don't get to see what they send until the day literally you're about to walk out of there.
Right.
So I get to R&R, right, which is receiving and releasing, right? And they give me this box. They're like, here, this is your dress outs that your brother sent you. This is my brother Mo right here, by the way.
Indeed.
So I put the shirt on. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Little button-up shirt. Yep. I see the shoes. I'm like, yep. I see the pants. I'm like, God damn, what size are they? Right? They were so damn tight, right? They were so damn tight. I mean, these pants, it was
Skinny
no
jeans.
joke. Skinny jeans, right?
Yeah.
So I got to make a phone call from
wanna
there, right?
prepare you for the real
so
world.
I called him. I was like, dude, you got me look. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. What happened to my baggy jeans? Like,
Right, culture
I mean,
shock.
I mean, I went
You
in.
wanted some jabos or something.
Yeah, what happened to my jabos?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
nah.
saying? Like, all that's gone.
Not the
you know what I'm
cross
saying?
colors.
Yeah, no, the only way I was able to tell, you know, the fashion and stuff, you know, magazines, you know, you get pictures and stuff
Yeah.
of people out there like, okay, this how they dressing now. Like, man, I don't want to wear no pants where you got to ask somebody to help you pull your leg
Nah,
in.
look, I'm gonna tell you straight
gotta
up.
shimmy in them
I'm gonna tell you
motherfuckers,
straight up.
like, that's
It was
out.
so uncomfortable, right? So I'm sagging these skinny jeans, right? I'm like, man, I hope I don't see nobody walk by the prison because I'm still in prison. I'm like, I hope I don't see somebody from the yard because they're gonna be like, man, Ray done got out and turned into a female. I was like, oh hell no, right?
Everybody else would have been like, oh yeah, right, fly. You
Yeah,
feel
nah,
me? But you
hell
like,
no.
you
I'm
like,
in my
man,
mind-
I feel out of place.
And even when we came out, they picked me up, right? We're driving home. I'm so self-conscious wearing these pants, right? I'm like, oh, hell, no, I can't wait to go home and take these off. I mean, I was about to go straight up like how we do in prison, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just in my boxes. I'd rather walk around with my boxes. It's all good, you right? I mean, that's what we used to. We walk around in our boxes. We do wake up in the morning, do our burpees in the
Buzz
morning.
down.
You go to the
Especially-
yard on the boxers, you know what I'm saying?
That's
all
out.
good. It's all good.
Right.
You know what I'm
Especially if
saying?
you're in the home.
Yeah, have your shoes on. You gotta have your shoes on and your boxes on at all times. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need the rest of the clothes. knows? You know what I'm saying? That's you could go everywhere just alone with that. But you know, it's an adjustment that I had to go through. But to be completely honest, now I wear them tight ass pants, right?
Right, exactly.
That's what's in style now, right?
Yeah.
You can't take me back over there, right? So it was something that I had to learn on my own, right? It wasn't something that I could have just thrown myself in there. So even when I used to get, like, you know, we all know, you get pants out there, and then you get them tailored.
You gotta get them tailored.
You find a Picer, right?
You gotta get them tailored.
You
Gotta
find
get
a
them
Picer,
stitched
you
up.
be like, hey, Picer.
Either that or you wearing bell bottoms.
Nah, hell no, you bell bottoms.
The prison pants come stock. They like bell bottoms before you get them, you know, and you gotta do all types of little fold up.
Yeah, you gotta fold them up like 3-4 times,
Stop
and they literally bell bottoms. You know what I'm saying? So,
stop it. We ain't doing that.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
So-
So you find you a Picer, right? $2-3, and he gonna take them apart,
Surely.
sew them the right way, but you still
everything. Shout out to Mustache. What's up, Mustache? Hey, Mustache was
Shout
my
out to
Picer
Mustache.
partner on everything. What, he'll hook your pants up. Put
Mustache.
pockets on them and
Mustache, the
everything.
CDC over Versace right there. Mustache, man,
That's
shout
right.
out to you,
On
brother.
everything.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Putting up Versace CDCR clothing. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you.
Right
you know,
on.
so, but you know, it was crazy. Everything was just really, really crazy. I went through so much anxiety coming out, right?
Yeah, I want
Anxiety
to talk
is real.
about that too.
Anxiety is real.
Man,
It's real.
Yeah.
well, he took me to a Verizon store, right? He's like, look, we're going to get you a phone. We
Yeah.
walk 2 hours out. 2 hours out. We walk into a Verizon store. He's like, which one you want? You want this one, this one, this one? I started looking around. There was about like 12 people in the store. My heart started racing, right?
man.
So I just
Yeah.
ran out the store and I leaned up against the car. He came out. He was like, you all right? I was like, look, man, I don't know what happened in there. I really don't. 15 years is a long time, right? Like, you know, it ain't like I could just come out and just start. You think you could swim, right? But really, you start drowning. And so
Too
that's
much
how I
at
felt.
once, yeah.
It was too much. So he's like, look, just sit in the car. I'll be right back. So he went and got my phone and then came out in the car. He was like, man, look, we're just going to drive you around a little bit. So he drove me around, showed me the little areas and stuff, right? So I got my phone. So in prison, right, we're not supposed to have phones. That's just how it is, right?
Yeah. We ain't supposed to, but that's how we stay connected.
That's how we stay connected,
Stay
right?
connected, stay in the loop.
But you know, COs come in there, bust your door down, take your phone. You know, you always gotta hide it. You know what I mean? In little different things.
You're not gonna have no peace. It's no peace.
No.
And anytime you're doing something illegitimate, like you always gonna have that thing, and like, oh, they could come in. Like, hello, yeah, it's gonna happen. You know. However, like, man, it was only just 12 people inside the Verizon store.
That's it.
Man,
Yeah.
My heart started racing. I was like, man, I feel uncomfortable around them 12
That's how I was
Man, I
like,
was
there was not
inside-
even
I
that
was
many
inside
people,
of
but then I
Marshalls.
understood. I'm like, okay,
Marshalls.
maybe. Yeah.
in Marshalls is like 50 plus.
Yeah.
Marshalls.
Man, listen, that was the first little thing that, you know, we went in, and come on, man, I couldn't get out of there any quicker.
Man, shout out to my brother YC. Look, I got a cold one. Look, this my third day out, right?
Yeah.
He talking about takeover. He into like Camaros, fast cars, building motors and stuff like that. So this my third day out, right? It's a Sunday.
yeah.
He talking about takeover, Western and Century. I'm like, come on, let's go, bro, let's go. We get there. It's crazy how traffic just accumulated out of nowhere. It was regular traffic, and then next thing you know, cars just start piling up.
Yeah.
Burning rubber, donuts, and everything.
man.
He like, bro, let's go to the pit. I'm like, what's the pit? I'm fresh out. I don't know what the pit is.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been seeing about it on the news up north, takeovers and everything, going crazy. So he like, bro, let's go to the pit. I'm like, bro, I'm not going to the pit, bro. I'm fresh out, bro. Like, I'm standing next to the car, bro.
So that's basically like the sideshows in the Bay Area where they're doing like a bunch of car meetups at night.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just for context.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, good thing I didn't, man, because the bird came, a couple of squad cars came. They broke it up, but didn't nobody go to jail though. But
Right. But you ain't even trying to be involved in nothing that got to do
yeah,
with
but I was saying that to say though, right? The transition, the re-entry into society. Like some of our folks don't understand the transition, like
It takes time.
coming from here to there. You know, so like, bro, you been out here, so interacting, you know, within your community in these streets, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But you
Right.
got to understand the mindset of an individual
Right.
that's fresh out.
Fresh out,
Sure.
exactly.
That controlled
And
environment.
that's the crazy thing about it, because we had some cousins visiting and they wanted to party with this guy, and I'm trying to explain to them like, yo, we can't just take him out the
He
first
told me
fucking
about
night.
that.
And then we
Right.
did though, and it was fucking crazy. And I
Yeah.
can tell like there were so many people around, so he felt like okay, a little bit
Yeah.
anxiety kicking in, but then he worked through it, and then
Yeah.
eventually.
Did
it's a
you
good
ever
thing.
feel like? Did you
Yeah.
ever feel like you want to withdraw and just?
So So you know what? There was a point, right? There was a point I was like, man, I wish I could go back to prison. Like I felt like that. Like that's how much anxiety I was getting, right? I was like, man, even though I didn't want to go back to prison, I don't want to go back. But I was
comfortable.
like, I felt more comfortable in that setting. I was like, I wish I was back in the cell. You know what I'm saying? Or in the building with the people that I'm used to, because I wasn't used to it. It was out of my comfort zone. So I had to continue to keep trying to fight those demons and be like, you know what? But then I told myself, I was like, look, if you never put yourself in these uncomfortable situations, you'll never get over that, right? So
surely.
it took me a while to start taking my phone out in public and start using it, right? Because I was always anxiety, like, man, what if a CO comes? Be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing with that phone, right? So I kept that in my pocket. It would start vibrating. I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I'm not taking it out, right? I'm gonna go use it in the bathroom. I'll close the door and I check all my messages and stuff, right? And I put it back in my pocket and go out. So my first night, I'm like laying there, right? I'm hungry as hell at night, right? I'm just looking at that fridge. I'm like, God damn, I'm hungry, but I don't want to get up. What if I get in trouble getting up over there, touching somebody's food? That ain't my bin, right? Because in prison, you have your bin, you have all your food in there, and then your cellie got his bin and he got his food in there. You don't have no food and your cellie got food, you don't go in his bin, period. So I'm sitting there looking at that fridge like it's someone else's bin. I'm like, God damn, I'm hungry, right? When they gonna wake up to make a spread, right?
And then I had cellies, or like, first of all, I'm not gonna be in the cell with nobody that I'm not rocking with,
Right, absolutely.
This is an intimate space, you feel me? We share a space together. So, like, basically, you in the cell with me, you're a good dude. Like, look, bruh, if you ain't got it, I got it. Do your help yourself? It was like open policy, you feel me? Like, however, you got some cellies don't play. Don't touch your cellie stuff, man. If he don't give you no permission, even when he do give you permission, you still like adamant, hey, cellie, can I? Oh, man, I told you, man, it's good. Like, yeah, I
still gotta check.
So real quick, I want to talk about some of the lingos, right? As far as the lingos go, lingos go on the street, and the lingos go out there, right? So look, the slangs in prison, we're gonna talk about it in a second, but I'm gonna share some with y'all, right? When I came out, that was something that I learned, right? I go on a date, everything's good, right? Things didn't work out. 2 days later, I run into the bar, right? At the gym. Because that's where I met her, at the gym. She goes, man, what happened to you? I was like, what do you mean what happened to me? I was like, you know what? It's just things sometimes don't work out. She goes, look, man, you left me on red. I was like, I didn't leave you on red. I dropped you off at your house. I drove you to your house and I dropped you off. She goes, no, you left me on red. I was like, man, what red light I left you on? She was like, nah, I sent you a message and it showed me that you read my message and you didn't respond back. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Why don't you just say, hey, man, I sent you a message and why you didn't respond?
That's iPhone terminology for those who don't know.
So I didn't even know that your phone be snitching on you. So this thing be snitching on you, right? So that's all out.
Turn your locations off. Turn your location.
Did you adjust that?
Another one with
you can adjust that.
I still don't know how to adjust that. We're going to have to do that. So that was one of the things, right? Another one was I go to work, right? And I walk in, I tell this bar, she's a receptionist. I'm like, good morning, how you doing? She's like, good morning. She's like, you gooch? I was like, what's a gooch? She goes, I was like, the gooch, the little private area.
Yeah, we know
between,
what a gooch is. A gooch is right here under the balls.
Under the balls and the ass. That's the area called gooch. You know, between the balls and the ass, that area is called a gooch. She's like, you gooch? I was like, I got a gooch, but what about my gooch, right? She goes, nah, you Gucci. I was like, Gucci? I was like, what is that? She goes, you good. I was like, why don't you just say you good? You use a terminology, then you broke it down and you use another terminology to confuse me. Why don't you just ask me like a normal human being? But then I get it, right? Because when we go to prison, we use terminology out there that no one out here knows. You know what I mean?
The prison jargon is a bit complex too, and like for instance, out here a crazy person is a crazy person, weirdo, whatever. In prison, you a J-Cat.
You a J-Cat.
He a J-Cat.
He kept on saying that. You J-Cat.
But listen. This is a concept, though. Yeah. Anybody that's done 3 years or more got a little J-Cat in them. They got a little cat in them. Yeah. That come with the,
it comes with it.
It come with it, man.
Yeah, everybody got a little cat.
You got a little cat in you, man. Like, man, listen, that's
everybody got a little cat in you.
Man, got a little cat in you, man.
So name top 5 lingos that you went through right now, like the top 5 that you
right
would
now
say,
out
like,
here in the transition.
Outside and then also in prison, like the top 5 like mostly used lingos that you're like, what the hell is this?
Gucci was one of them. What everybody say, man, you capping. Man, you capping.
Capping.
Hold on, capping. You capping like who capping? You feel me? Like capping is shooting. You feel me? You capping.
What about Simpin? Have you ever heard of Simpin?
Oh, Simpin.
My little cousin told me. He said,
Simpin.
I didn't know what the hell Simpin was. He said, you can't be a simp. I said, what's a simp? He's like, opening car doors for females. I said, God damn, I can't even do that.
No. See,
y'all just
he got it misconstrued. That's called chivalry. You feel me? That's called chivalry right there. Simpin, like, Simpin like you on the phone. Yeah, so what you doing, baby? I love you too.
We used to do that in prison. We did that in
Cupcaking.
prison. On the payphone. Come on, man.
Cupcaking.
15.
cupcaking.
I'll drink your
Cupcaking.
bath water.
Yeah. So
Hey,
that's what
man.
we should do in prison, right? You cup.
No, not
Every
drink
time you
bath
come out.
water. No.
Ain't no bath. Ain't no bath in prison. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Bird bath.
Facts.
Tell them about bird bath, Elijah. What is a bird bath in prison?
Damn. All right, so actually, if you the type of person that work out, well, me, see, I bathe and do bird baths. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no shame in my game.
Surely.
You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do.
Surely.
But basically, though, like, you know what I'm saying? A bird bath is just getting it out the toilet in the sink, you know? Hitting your hot spots real quick. You know, hygiene is very important, period.
Whoa.
So let me further elaborate on that. You got shower, you got bird bath, and then you got wash up.
Yep.
So,
You feel me?
so with bird bath.
So
hold on,
bird
hold on.
bath is
Hold on,
you,
let him
you-
ask the question.
No. I just want to know. Because he went kind of fast. He was like, well, you just handle your business and you go in the sink. So what exactly do you do in the sink?
Okay, so you got many methods. Some people get like they get like rubber hoses, right?
Yeah.
From workers.
Yeah.
Here we go with that MacGyver
put-
shit.
We put, listen,
What
we
is
put
he
it
doing
put a
with
pin
it?
filler in there so it can fit perfectly inside the faucet in the
Yeah.
sink.
Okay.
So you can push it in the hose. You can wet your body with the hose. Fill up your laundry bucket because
Okay,
you got
okay.
we got to hand wash everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Every
The
day.
only thing gets washed like in washing machines is the state issue things, and you know we
You're
don't
not
we don't
sending
go
your,
that
route.
you're
route.
not
Yeah.
sending your
We
personals
know.
to the
No,
laundry.
we're not
No,
going
you get robbed.
We're not going that route.
It's not gonna happen.
Nah.
Right.
That's out.
Right.
So, or you can fill up your sink with water. You clog the faucet.
Yeah.
You make like a little stopper. You
Okay.
feel me? And you,
Please do not try this at home,
and
y'all.
you do
not try this at home.
You fill up your sink.
Yeah.
Tell
You
them
feel
about
me?
the towel.
Get a cup, douse yourself, rinse off, soap up that rag, everything, all the
Okay.
whole body, then rinse off again. You got a towel on the floor. You got
Yeah.
a floor towel. You got
Yeah.
a floor towel, and you know I'm Muslim, so I had a towel over the toilet too. The
Yeah.
towel over the toilet from when I make salat and stuff. You feel me?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
keep
right.
it keep it clean. So and then
Alhamdulillah.
you got. And then the floor towel may be different from a different towel that you use to clean the floor and clean it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, let's go to the wash up.
Yeah.
The wash up is the least of the three. The wash up
That's some
is
dirtbag
the
stuff.
wash up is really your fucking dirt bag. If you all you do is wash up, I know.
There's a lot of people that do that out
listen,
there.
So the wash up is let me soak my rag up, underarm, balls, ass, and then rinse and man, what's up with all this? You know,
Yeah.
so
They just hit the hot spot areas.
Yeah,
That's it. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah.
good to go. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
I think Cardi B,
A
hoe
yeah,
bath,
that's
yeah.
what
A hoe bath.
Cardi B described it as a hoe bath. That's really what that is.
Yeah.
You know,
So one of the things that I was so used to for 15 years saying, right, every single day, multiple times a day, top of it. Top of it.
top of the morning. Top of the morning, huh?
Top
Yeah.
of the morning.
Top of the morning. Top of the afternoon.
Top of
Okay.
it. Top of the
Yeah.
afternoon. So no one here uses that, right? So I came out, I was like, man, I kind of miss saying that, right? That was
Yeah.
like, that was a lingo that we appreciate, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
of it, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you can use that with me
so-
anytime.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. So did you guys fall into the trap of when you on the phone? Do you hear me?
You hear me?
Do you hear me?
You hear me?
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
You can be so subconscious, unconscious about saying this word repetitively throughout your conversation to the point like your family like, yeah, I hear you. Like
Right.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
like,
turned that into a Verizon commercial.
Yeah. You hear me?
Do you hear me now?
Right, right, straight up.
They got that from prison, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Verizon need to kick back.
Man,
So-
I'm talking about cell phones.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Well,
Do you
that's
hear me?
That's another thing too. You know, I want to talk about the prison kites as far as contraband, prison kites. So I remember one time. Well, let me
All right,
explain
before,
what a kite
what a
is.
kite
before,
is.
before we go on, I want to say a terminology that some cats don't really grasp the meaning or understand where it comes from, right? So when you hear bust down,
Yeah.
when you hear bust down, right? When we hear bust down,
not
those
thinking about-
those that been incarcerated, right? What do bust down mean?
So,
yeah.
so I would think somebody that hasn't been incarcerated as long as you guys, what I would think bust down in the streets we talk about you're busting down a female, right? You're busting her down.
Nah,
Hold on.
could be one.
But in prison, I feel like it means like they're about to bust down your cell door, and then they're about to come do a checkup.
Okay, so look,
Nah.
Bro,
Bust
you
down.
bro.
Listen.
Tell me. I want to know.
Bust down out here in the streets.
Yeah.
That's what you got around your neck, man. That's bust down. You feel me?
Okay.
However, in prison, somebody be like, bruh, bust down. You gonna bust down? We're working out.
Let's
work
work
it
out.
out.
We about to
Right.
bust down, do some burpees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think somebody would want to
Push-ups.
fight you. Like,
Nah,
let's
we
bust
busting
down.
down.
fam.
We about to work
We
out.
about to bust down right now.
Exercise.
Exercise. That's what that is.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
sure.
We ain't got no females out there, so we can't bust down. We
Yeah.
got to work out on ourselves,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And one thing that we do say, right? Every time you struggle with the push-up, your partner comes and says,
Get that bitch
"Man,
off you.
Get that bitch off
Get
you,
that
right?
bitch off
So
you.
you do a
Right,
few
right.
more
That's
sets,
a big
right?
bitch. Get her off of you.
Get her off of you. So it's your own way.
Get your dollars.
That's
For
just how it
sure.
is, you know. And we
Okay.
stay motivated and just coming out like this, right? So so like I was saying, we're going towards the kites, right? As far as what a kite is basically a little note that in prison we learn how to write really, really small.
Wait a minute. Do you mean a wheeler?
A wheeler, yeah. So the Mexicans call it a wheeler, right?
Okay,
so
okay.
My
so
beat.
wheeler,
Okay.
kite.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a small note. It could have everything in it, like let's say debts, people
Cash
who owe money,
apps.
cash apps, everything in there, right?
Oh, yeah.
People running their businesses and hits.
It's
People wanted.
It's basically like the messenger app where you're sending messages to each prisoner.
But it's called
If
a kite,
somebody,
right?
Say
Yeah.
for instance, if I want to talk to you, but you're hella far away,
So-
that's how I would write it. And I'm like, yo,
And-
tell
and
him
I
this.
You
got
can
a
refer
story.
to a letter as a kite.
Yeah,
just
so-
got a kite,
so
you
so
know?
I got a story about a kite, right? So the way that the Mexicans do it, right? They roll up the kites really small, wrap it up in
man.
plastic, and they usually hoop it. So what
is hooping? Hold on.
Hooping is you
Yeah.
basically
Oh,
keep
man.
it in your prison pocket up your ass, right? That's
Oh,
hooping,
shit,
right? So
prison
you,
pocket.
You keep it. So
Okay.
that's where they keep the
Yeah.
kites, right? So
Yeah.
I was going to chow one day, right? I'm standing in line getting ready to get dinner, right? I got two Mexicans standing in front of me, and the one dude goes to the other dude. He's like, "Hey man, you got the kite?" And dude goes, "Yeah, I got the kite." He was like, "Let me see it." So he was passing the kite to one dude to the other dude, right? Whatever he may have been. So he hands it to him, and the dude throws it in his mouth. He's like, "Man, don't throw it in your mouth. That was up my ass all day."
Hey, man.
bro, come on.
He threw it in his mouth, right?
hell.
but
ass
He
mouth.
literally
morals-
just had the
He
I
said,
just
"Oh,
ate
ass
ass look
mouth."
on
Yeah,
his
he
for
did. But
sure.
there's the thing: the
You got
morals in
defecation
prison
on your tongue,
That's just
on
how
your
it
taste
is, right?
buds.
talking shit.
Talking shit, hello.
Literally.
Talk about hooping, right? So it's not a secret. Inmates do have cell phones in prison. You know what I mean? I got caught with plenty of them. I mean, we all been through them, right?
Sure,
So
that's
we
my
know what's
last
up.
write-up.
But here's what I'll say, right? So they come down every 4 months. The internal affairs, the goon squad. The goon squad is the internal affairs, And so when they come, they'll raid the whole building. They'll usually send us off to a chow hall. And we're locked up in a chow hall, and they'll go search the building, right? So one time they were searching the building, and then they had all of us, like 200 people stuck in a chow hall. And then they had, when they were finished, they lined up in front of the chow hall, and they told us 3 or 2 at a time, so that way they could wand us and strip us out. So you come out, you strip out butt booty naked outside in front of all the COs, all the inmates, metal detector and everything.
Yeah.
So you got these two Mexicans in front of me, right? They strip out, and the cop goes, bloop, 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 bloop. And he goes again behind his ass, right? Bloop, 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 bloop.
Yeah.
So the cop goes, "Hey man, what you got back there? We're gonna get it out anyways,
Right.
Because you about to go to potty watch, right?
Potty watch.
So potty watch
Potty
is
watch.
where they handcuff you like
Yeah.
this, right? They put
have
your
somebody-
handcuffs in like right by your stomach. You can't touch yourself at all. Your hands are stuck, and they make you sit on the toilet, and they put a plastic bag inside the toilet so you can't flush your shit.
Yeah.
So you're gonna keep feeding you for 2, 3, 4, 5 days until you take a shit and get everything that you got up your ass out. So that's called potty watch. So they told the dude, "We're gonna take you to potty watch. You better tell us what you got." He was like, "Man, I got a smartphone and a charger in there."
What the fuck?
He had a smartphone and a
charger.
charger in there.
He had the charger.
I mean,
Oh, hell
goddamn.
no,
But that's
hell.
imagine being his homie, right?
Yeah.
Be like, hey, homie,
Hey, let me use your
Let
phone.
me use your phone. Be like, what's
Some
up with your
things
shitty
you
ass
just
phone?
do not do.
No.
What's
What
up
if-
with the shitty ass phone?
What if you forgot to turn off the phone and that shit goes on vibrate and it's like, oh, hell
It's
no.
just in there vibrating. It's just in there vibrating with the charger. So, there's inmates that do
No,
desperate
bro.
things. They keep shanks.
Yeah.
I've known a lot of cats that kept shanks up there. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the norms, right? It's nothing unusual. People hoop shanks all day long.
But they probably-
Shout out to my boy Rabbit in Pelican Bay. So.
Oh,
But has anybody got injured doing
My
that?
boy,
right?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out
Okay,
there.
so-
So my boy, right? I come out one day and he's next door to me. I go by
Yeah.
his cell. I see him like just crunched up. I'm like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" He goes, "Man, I hooped a knife and it's been 2 days, it ain't coming out. I was
Damn.
like, so
Oh, yeah,
he
that
was in
happens.
pain. He was in pain, right? I was like, man, why don't you go see medical? He's like, I can't. If you see medical, right, they'll help you, but guess what? They're gonna charge you for the knife, and that's another felony that they charge you with, right? It's manufacturing a weapon in prison.
That's
So
right.
he
I
didn't
got an
want to
extra
go.
2
He was
years
like,
for that.
I'm not about to go snitch on myself. Period. It don't matter
right.
who it is. You're not gonna snitch on yourself or another man, right? So he just sat there. The third day, he was in so much pain. His cellie was like, look, you gotta go. You're gonna die in here.
Right.
So he went. Disappeared. Didn't see him for 6 months. Went to the hole and everything. 6 months later, I see him walking out the hole, right? He's just wheeling his cart. I walked up to him. I was like, Rabbit, man, what's up, man? How you been? He's like, man, I've been messed up. He showed me his stomach, right? He had a big old scar going down his stomach. He said, look, man, the knife went in like this, got stuck like that, right?
Oh,
now
hell
here,
no.
I brought an example of a prison shank, right? So,
Oh, shit.
come on, I brought an example of a prison shank. So, this is a small one, right? It's an ice pick. This is an ice pick. That's an ice pick, right?
For
So,
sure.
explain to them, Elijah, why we prefer
I can't
ice
believe
picks.
you're walking around.
I can't believe. Why do we like ice picks as opposed to regular knives, right? So, the ice picks, they puncture lungs.
Yeah.
So
It goes
if you
right
if you
through.
cut someone with something sharp, right? Guess what? They could stitch up the skin, right? But if you do an ice pick, it punctures lungs, it punctures organs in
'Cause it
there.
just goes straight.
So it actually does more damage than something that's just like a
Slashing
typical
you.
knife,
And-
just slashing
and
you. So
it's
this
easily
is
disposable.
easily. So it's just like this. You could get a nail. You know what I'm saying? Sharpen it up on the ground and give it a handle. You ready to go? You know what I'm saying?
So-
and then if you hoop it this way up. Do not hoop it this way up. By the way, don't try this at home. Do not try this at home. But if you hoop it, you gotta hoop it this way up. So that way, when you're grabbing it, you grab it from the sharp end down, right? So a lot of cats, that's what they do. They hoop these and then they walk around the yard and some shit crack off. Guess what?
Bro, the only hooping we doing, bro, is at the park or in the gym.
Right.
Threes and layups and
Exactly.
getting assists
Exactly.
and everything,
So-
bro.
exactly.
So disclaimer,
I agree.
9 times out of 10 is usually, the Latinos
Yes.
that go hard
Yes.
with the hooping.
Yes.
They
He said 9 times out of 10.
Nah, 10 times out of 10. Not 9
Damn.
times out of 10 times out of 10.
Damn.
It's the Latinos, the Northerners, Southerners, Bulldogs,
Yeah.
and then it's same way with the whites.
white boys.
Hey,
the
oh,
white
yeah,
boys,
the
they
white
stay
boys.
hooping everything.
I don't know who be doing the hooping and how they do it, but I know one thing though, like we was in Corcoran, right? Level 4 yard. It's a 270. The Bulldogs and the North Siders.
Yeah, Northerners and Bulldogs.
Right. It was crazy, right? So we just released yard. We come out. 2 buildings come out. All the buildings come out. So next thing you know, alarm go off in building 5. COs go over there. Y'all know how I go. Alarm go off,
for
yard
sure.
down,
They
boom.
running and jogging.
They jogging and running in that direction. Next thing you know, another alarm go off in building 3. On the yard everywhere. That was like my first experience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Helicopters coming to the yard, airlift, the ambulance is hitting the yard. You know, it was so much blood in the Sally port where the porters is people that clean up, run around all day.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Take care of business and stuff like that, right? So, but it was individuals out there like mopping up blood, like if it was a puddle of water, like wringing it out, going back, getting it again. Like it was crazy.
So on a much more serious note, I'll share my story, then you can share your story too. So
Indeed.
as far as for myself, one of the first prisons I hit was Pelican Bay. I spent 12 years on level 4s and then 3 years on the level 3. So the 12 years that I spent, one of the first prisons I hit was Pelican Bay. And so for me, being from Afghanistan, right, automatically they put you in there as a other because there's no specific race that you can say I'm my religion is this is what I want to run. They put you as a other. When a riot kicks off, they don't care who you are. You are other, you getting taken off on period, right? So I come out to yard, I'm working out, I don't even know. I see all the Mexicans right there in the corner, right? This was like my first prison I hit.
Bro, we gonna get a 115, bro.
115. 115.
Hey, hide
Yeah, so hide the shank.
Bro,
115.
ain't no
115 is
hooping, bro. Ain't no
115 is a write-up, right? 115 is a write-up. You get in
RVR.
prison.
Rules
RVR, rules
violation.
violation report, right? So we're not trying to get
Indeed.
that, right? So anyways, I'm working out, right? And I see all the Mexicans, they all by their little area. So everyone has their own area. You do not walk by someone's area, walk across their area. You don't get close to them at all.
Respect is major.
It's a respect is
So
major.
what happens if somebody accidentally that doesn't know shit?
They'll take off. A riot will kick off.
Oh,
They
yeah.
will take off.
Yeah,
On a
but
level
usually,
4,
usually somebody laces you.
Yeah, they'll lace you
before
up, right?
feel me?
They'll tell you, like,
they'll give you the
yeah.
map and they'll say, look, that's a Mexican area. You do not walk across the yard to their
Right.
area. Even
Those
if you go to
phones
the
belong
chapel,
to
whatever.
them
You got to
tables,
walk
you know.
all the way around. Like, they'll show you the paths that you got to take all the way around, but you do not walk across. So I see all the Mexicans. There's about like 80 of them. They're all over there by their table, right?
Okay.
Like, man, what's going on right there? And then I see like about 40 of them break off this way, and I see another 40 break off that way. I'm like, oh yeah, some shit's about to go on. I'm like, they're finna get the woods, right? And I see them walk past the woods area. I see them go walk past, and they get close, and I just see them running.
So before you go, some people don't know what the woods are. Can you explain?
So the woods are the white boys in prison, right? So it could be the Aryan brothers, the Nazi lowriders, all the white boys. We call them the woods. You know, that's the
Okay.
wood pile, right? So that's what they refer them to.
Okay.
And so the Southsiders are Mexican mafia essays. The Northerners are the Norteños from up north. The Mexicans from up north. So
And you guys mentioned bulldogs. So who are that? Bulldogs
Bulldogs are
specifically
Fresno
Fresno
Bulldogs.
Mexican Norteños, right?
They used to be Norteños. They branched
Some
off
of them
and
are. Some of them are actually you got in the city of Fresno, you got Bulldogs and you got Norteños.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you have the Bulldogs are from Fresno, right? That's what the Hispanics from Fresno they identify themselves as.
Okay.
And so we got rushed, right? It was like I want to say about 15 on 80, right?
Okay.
And we're fighting. At that point, you're fighting for your life. The whole time I kept telling myself, I was like, look, just don't drop on the ground. Don't drop on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So I see them shooting rubber bullets. Boom, 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 boom. Nobody's getting down. They're shooting these canisters that they have, right? They're like grenades. They throw them at you. And
Percussion
it
grenades.
explodes, and it has pepper spray going everywhere, right? So they're
shit.
throwing those at you, and they're shooting all kinds of pepper spray grenades at us, and nothing's happening. And the riot went on just like this for, I want to say, about 5 to 10 minutes, right? Close
That's
to
a
10
long
minutes.
time.
Right?
That's
It's
a long time to be fighting.
time to be fighting for your life,
sure.
right?
Right.
Only time it stopped, they shot an inmate in the head on a basketball court. And who shot him was a tower lady. She was almost like 68, 69 years old lady. She shot one dude in the head. When he dropped and we all heard that gunshot,
Yeah.
everybody stopped. But until then, nobody was stopping because people were like, you know what? We didn't know why we got into a fight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So afterwards, they take you in and they separate you by the race and who was who, right? So they take the Southsiders one way, they took us the other way. So the nurse comes, the first thing they do is they strip you out and they check you for marks. If you have marks on you, 7219, they check you, right? And if you have any type of marks on you, they're going to go ahead and send you to the hole. And if you don't have marks on you, you're going back in the cell.
Okay.
So afterwards, when all the commotion was done, later on, the Hispanics, they reached out to us. They said that one of the brothers called one of the Hispanics a wetback, right? Because he was drunk. He was his neighbor. I guess he felt comfortable with him, called him a wetback. Then the next day when he sobered up, he tried to offer the Mexican mafia member, like, look, I'm gonna give you $200 to sweep this under the rug. Let me make this go away. So they felt disrespected. So without even coming and telling us anything or anything, they just said, nah, we taking off on all you guys. So whoever is there, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't even matter if you're running with them or not. You got to hit out on you. They going to get you. It's just how it is. And you're scrambling for your life
So
at
if
that
one
point.
person in your group fucks up, it fucks it up for everybody.
Everybody, even if you're not part of that group, right? So it becomes more of a race thing, right? So it just becomes that way. You cannot outrun that, right? So it just happens that way. Whether you in there or not, whether you want to go follow the right path and say, look, I'm a Christian now, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? If you're a white Christian and the white boys and let's say the Hispanics got into it, you're getting taken off on. It don't matter because you're white. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Jesus can't save you. He can't save you when it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He going to hear your prayers, but he can't save you.
Right.
That's just how it is. You
And
know what I
I
mean?
think
So-
it's important to also mention that, we have some very fucked up and violent days and moments in prison, but every day is not like that either. You feel me?
Yeah.
You people first of all, prison ain't cool. That shit for lames. You feel me?
Facts.
Everybody in there missing out. You missing out on you're
Right.
losing out.
Yeah.
You're losing out. You're losing you lost your freedom. You done lost property. You done lost loved ones. You done lost sight of what's important. You're losing out for sure. And so at the end of the day, you gonna have some good, funny, humorous days in prison. You gonna have some days that first of all, you meet the funniest people in prison, and you know, I think laughter and just to hold on to that in that environment is a big thing. You know, I had to be around somebody because I'm silly. I like to laugh and joke and stuff. However, I don't do it with everybody. You know, those doors is only open to certain people.
Right.
And even though I'm laughing, I'm silly, I have a serious side too. And most of the time, like, I'm serious. I don't want you to come up to me playing with me and none of that.
Right.
That's out.
Yeah.
We not gonna open no doors. And sometimes if other people see you, it's like me and Q, like, hey, you know, we playing and stuff. This is my brother. You feel me? This is my brother. We Muslims. We can do that.
Yeah.
You better not come try that.
Right, right.
We don't. Like, and then like I'm conscious too of like I'm cautious. Excuse me, of like people who like initially like are too nice to me and want to introduce. Man, when I go to a new environment. Any new environment, I sit back and I observe. I observe.
Yeah. You gotta observe when you first get to prison. Always observe.
And usually the ones that come into a new environment, like, hey, bro, who got?
Yeah. You want to stay?
Hey, bro, you think I can? Okay, yeah, you
What
up to
happens
something?
What happens to them?
Most of the time, man, they get into a wreck.
Yep.
Or later on, they end up rolling it up, and we find out.
Explain what wreck and rolling it up is too.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, so rolling it up is essentially you basically reach out to custody and say, I can't be here no more.
Yeah.
So you basically leave immediately and your partners pack up your property, or you pre-pack, or the CEOs go pack up your property and they move you to another dorm or to another prison or whatever
Basically,
the case may be.
you have safety concerns. You tell the cops that you have safety concerns and you know you want to leave, and so that's called rolling it up, and that's one of the worst thing that a prisoner could do in prison. You know, if you roll it up, you know it's frowned upon in prison. You know, so
right, because it's like capping out and shit. Like, oh, I don't want to be around because I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So you're never supposed to do that, and so you know that's one of the things that it's different in prison. You know,
so yeah. Before
speaking of rolling up, hold on. That mat every morning, your mattress, you gotta roll that thing up. You gotta roll that thing up. You gotta roll that mattress up, man.
This is how it's done, right? When you wake up in prison, right? We don't make our bed like traditionally how we do out here on the streets. So you have your mat, right? You have your sheet wrapped around your mat real tight, right? So when you wake up in the morning, your mat is soft, so you start rolling it up. Like you roll the mat up, right? And then you put it against the wall. And as soon as you do that, right?
Fold your sheets, put your pillow all on top,
and
real
right
nice.
on top of it, so that way it's against the wall. So that way you don't sleep for the rest of the day. Okay. And you put your shoes on, and then you pick everything off the floor. And the first thing you do is you hit that floor, you soap it up and clean it. You hit the walls and everything. Then you get your little sandpaper. You start hitting your sink, right? So it could be like a mirror. You get it going like a mirror. Every single day you do that, right? You hit it with a sandpaper.
Buff that thing out.
Buff that, and it starts looking like a mirror, right? So you could have an extra mirror in there to look at yourself when you're working out or something, right? Your whole toilet, everything's like a mirror.
And most of the time, you start your day off with prayer, and then once you get that out, got to put them tunes on.
Yeah,
you got to put that music on because that's like for me, like
what you starting off with.
Man, I like that R&B, bro. Okay. I like R&B. You feel me? Like I really love.
Like, who you starting off with?
Man,
what artist?
Listen. I had a MP3 CD with like 7 different albums on there.
CDs.
Hello, you feel me? Like 7 different albums.
These are CDs filled up with MP3 songs.
So here's shout out to my boy. You know what I'm saying? To my partner Aayan.
Hello,
man, Aayan was good people's, right? So he had one of them jobs where he had access to a computer, right? One of my close friends. So we had blank CDs, right? So then we started borrowing CDs from other people, right? Because CDs they cost money. They're like $20 still in prison. And by the way, we do use CDs and CD players. You walking around with your CD player every single day.
Shout out to Boosie, man.
Yeah,
Boosie had to mix. Every time I came to him, let me get another mix, man.
So we would borrow CDs from your friends. You shoot 5 to 10 CDs to Ant. Ant takes them. He had these MP3 CDs that he could put up to 10 albums in one CD. So he would charge $25. So we kept buying CDs from him. So now you got one CD that you paid $25 for that had 10 CDs in it. And then it was only certain CD players that would read those, right? So we had so many of those, right? So man, we thought we were doing it. I was like, man, we got the music, right?
To get back to your question, we got a little Tory Lanez or some
Tory
Jacquees.
Lanez, yeah.
You feel me?
Jacquees, all
Blast got that hip hop soul type of melody. Man, we was real big on Mozzie too.
One thing, Mozzie was really big.
Mozzie.
So one thing I do want to talk about is how much music we missed out on. I actually drive around sometimes and I'll see the Spotify thing, right? I'm like, what the hell's the
I'm
spot
so
for
musically
this?
deprived.
What the hell's the CD player spot? Right
One thing I noticed as witnessing him come out of prison, always has his headphones on, always has music on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
nothing is.
Man, listen.
One of the funniest things that kept happening is every time I would wait, like the first couple of days he would come out, every time I would open the door, there would be slippers right there. I'm like, why the fuck is there slippers right there?
You were still wearing your shorts? Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I still wear the
in the house
shorts
with the carpets. They're like,
yeah.
everywhere you go, you gotta have slippers on, right? And I'm telling them, I was like, how y'all walking around barefooted in the house? They're like, we got carpets. I was like, I don't care. Y'all don't got no slippers or nothing. So
But the carpet, we in the house, it's clean.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can do that now.
Yeah.
You can chill now.
I like the
He
slippers.
wears the slippers.
I like the slippers too.
I like them.
Don't get me wrong. They
If I go
comfy.
outside now, I ain't gonna have my slippers on.
Right,
my shoes.
right.
I ain't
Oh,
gonna go
yeah,
outside with my
yeah,
slippers
yeah,
on.
yeah, for
so
sure, for
you
sure.
can wear slippers in the cell, right? All day
Yeah.
long, every day, 24
Yeah.
hours a day. But as soon as you step outside your cell, you better have your shoes on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you cannot come out in prison. You cannot come out of your cell with your shower
yeah,
shoes
oh,
on.
yeah, yeah,
Somebody's
yeah.
gonna come check you.
Yeah,
They're
for
gonna
sure,
tell you
for
something.
sure,
They're gonna
for
tell you,
sure.
hey man, where your shoes at? Hey youngster, go put your shoes on. What's
Right.
wrong with you coming out like that, right? Go ahead.
No, I was saying, so for time's sake, I want to talk about a few people that I discussed with you guys, such as Charleston White,
Oh, man,
Little
that
Kelpie, trending
Charleston
topics, right? I want to briefly go over that. Then after that, I have a little segment where I want you guys to try some food. So we'll talk about
right.
Indeed.
these folks for about
Indeed.
2 to 3 minutes, right? We'll give them a little bit of insight. I want to get you guys' opinion of what you guys saw Charleston White and what he's been doing and some of his videos. We can pull it up later, and then I can show that to folks as well, what he's done. But basically, somebody like him, how he talks a lot of shit. He's been in prison before, but he came out and he's on this whole like snitching vibe where he doesn't give a fuck. He'll snitch on anybody, and he's proud of it. He's like, I'll snitch on anybody. But then at the same time, he goes and talks shit and says, if you come here, I'll shoot you and this and that, and shows off his guns and all these things.
Yeah.
What do you think, Elijah? What do you think about that?
All right, so first of all, you have different perspectives on snitching, right? So some believe that if we're not on the same case or you wasn't involved, then that's not snitching. It's only snitching when you tell on your
When you
Co-defendant.
when you in a game, when you a regular citizen and you witness something and all that, you not accountable for
You're not accountable for that. You're not. It's not.
Right.
So, for example, if I go rob, if somebody goes robs, let's say a liquor store, right?
Okay.
The liquor store owner calls the cops and he's giving them a report. He knows the person. He's like, look, this is who came and this. And that. That's not considered snitching in the
Okay.
in
Right,
prison
right.
settings, right?
But-
But if you have co-defendants and you tell on your co-defendants and stuff, right? That's called snitching. Or if
So-
you do that. In prison, if you tell on another inmate or anyone, it's called snitching.
So what
you know
6ix9ine
I'm saying?
did, he's a fucking snitch, 100%. He snitched on his
Indeed,
co-defendants.
indeed. And he testified against
Yeah.
them in court. You feel
Yeah.
me?
So us-
no, go ahead.
As far as Charleston White goes, right? Like, look, he's still living a life. We consider him civilians, right? Like he ain't acting like a civilian, right?
No.
You act like a civilian and you say, look, man, this is who I am, and somebody just came and broke my car windows and shot up my
But he
car.
doesn't act like that.
No, you don't. You acting
No, but
like
when you go out
acting
your
like
way,
you
he going out
somebody.
his way to
Start
like,
some shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like people are thriving off of controversy and beefing with people and saying wild shit.
Absolutely.
Like people.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, not to cut you off, though, this cat, right? What's the cat name?
Charleston White.
Charleston White. Okay, look. You sliding around with official police members. Your security squad. So, in a sense, I can understand, in a sense, that you feel like you can't be touched. Because you ain't got no average bodyguard. You ain't got no shooters.
right.
You ain't got no homies from off the block. You got actual police officers.
Indeed.
Badge.
Indeed.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, yeah, a person would think twice because you got gang members that'll shoot at each other,
Right.
but ain't going to shoot at the police.
Nah, they ain't gonna
So
shoot
you
at-
surrounded
right,
around
right,
police.
right.
So, yeah, you going to talk your shit.
Same
Yeah,
thing,
but
6ix9ine does the same shit. He walks around with his security guards like...
I seen a video of this dude,
off-duty
Charleston
cops.
White. He was talking about Bootsy, right? He was talking about, man, anybody scared of Bootsy? Bootsy, anybody was scared of Bootsy, but Bootsy was killing shit. And so, really, I put him in a room with Boosie and we'll find out how scared he is,
Boosie
right?
will fuck him up.
Boosie will fuck him up, right?
Boosie
So,
will fuck
I mean,
him up.
at the end of the day is, right, this dude right here, he don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I
He
mean-
ends up in prison, it's going to be some shit for him.
He
Now,
talking, but he
period.
talking about shit that he don't even know. Like people.
According to him, he knows.
No, but
he's like, I know everything.
But what I'm saying is, people would attach themselves and hop on whatever bandwagon the majority is saying. So if
Yeah.
the majority is saying
Yeah.
this and this and that, people without even having facts or anything, they go, oh yeah, and it spreads like wildfire.
No, you're
you
right.
feel me? But Boosie, you feel me? Boosie, a real reputable from his area, and
Right.
not only are you speaking about him, but you talking about this man's son. You talking about
Exactly.
You know, I heard he's talking about T.I. kids and Boosie kids and
He
all
started
that.
shit with
Like,
T.I. and all
you
them
know,
too,
so,
yeah.
He
like,
tripping.
He's
don't
on
fit-
some other
Look,
shit.
Family, period.
family, food, and finances. You don't play with
No, you're
nobody. You don't play with nobody. Food. You don't play with their family. You don't play with their money. Those are triple F. 3 things.
And
right
that goes
there.
into the next person, Lil Kelpie. Now that dude, he's on some
You talking
whole
about the little
other
white-
shit.
the little white boy?
Yeah, he's trending right now for the fucking documentary he did. I think Soft White Underbelly. He was on that, right?
That's the one he
And-
got punched out on.
No, that's the one that he did the documentary, and then he got famous for that. Then they had him on a
Oh, okay.
podcast where he got punched out on.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
yeah.
he was on Adam 22's podcast.
This is how I feel about it, right? Like little
Yeah.
Kelpie, he just trying to make his bones. Kelpie, man, look, come on over here on this podcast. We're gonna help you make your bones. You know, don't trip. You know what I mean? Come on over here.
We'll
Come
talk
holler
to
at
you.
us. Come talk to us.
He's
Same thing
taking-
with Charleston White. Come talk to us. You
He's
know,
t- he-
talk to some real people. And,
He's
and,
taking
you know, we'll
he's
put
taking
you
a
on.
lane. He's taking a lane right now that's frequently traveled. Like everybody is putting stuff on YouTube and tutorials and they learning how to do stuff through
Yeah.
that. That's that Gen Z.
No,
you
you're
know?
right. You're
That's
right,
that
yeah, yeah,
Gen Z shit right
Yeah.
there. So like other dudes that's originally got it the original way or did things this way, you feel me? Really like struggled and been through some shit over
He's
that
just trying to
shit.
get a shortcut
Number
around.
one thing that they teach you in prison is respect.
Yeah.
Always show
That's
respect,
big.
and you're gonna get respect, right?
Yeah. That's
big.
And it's the same thing out here. You gotta show respect, right? That man
big.
right there, he don't know something about what he's doing, right? And
Right.
he's disrespecting the people who are really about it, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't understand that concept. To him, he's thinking, well, shit, I'm doing it out here. Nah, you're not doing it.
Nah,
You're disrespecting people out there like that. You know what I mean?
100%,
So
that's-
you
yeah.
need to show respect before you can actually get respect. That's just how the
Surely,
world goes.
surely.
3 things you do not call somebody in prison. 3 things.
Let's
you know
speak
what I'm
on
saying?
it.
The number 1 thing is,
A bitch.
the number 2 things,
Is a snitch
number 3 is,
Uh-oh.
you just do not do
or
that.
a weirdo.
You can't use
Oh,
that word. You can't use that
excuse
word.
me. I apologize.
A weirdo.
My apologies.
Yeah,
we'll, just,
say
weirdo.
we'll just say a weirdo. A
Yeah,
weirdo.
you
You
can't
don't
use
say
that
a
word.
weirdo. I apologize. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
Yeah.
prison lingo. You know.
We'll cut it off.
We'll
It's
cut
all
it.
good.
But
Weirdo.
yeah. And like when I first came, like bitch, something amongst me and my partners, like we used to refer to each other as that on the street, and you know it wasn't deemed as a disrespectful term. It was us just clowning, whatever the case may be. But like I remember my first time, I went into I was in the county jail and I was in the cell with my partners and. I'm like, bitch, shut up. He like, hey, bro. He was like, bro, I know you fresh off the streets. It's good, but in here, that word ain't. And ever since then, that day forward, that word became taboo. And
Yep.
and if I called anybody one,
Yeah.
You fight.
or if they called me one, you better be ready to squabble. You better
Yeah,
be ready
yeah.
to fight.
So that dude Kelpie,
Surely.
right? When he did that to I don't know the dude's name, right?
Yeah,
When he
yeah.
called him that, right? He should have took off on him right that moment.
Yeah.
Soon as you say that, soon as
You never
right
call
when
a,
that comes out of
a
your
pimp
mouth,
a bitch. That's one thing that I know for sure. You never call a pimp a
you
bitch.
don't call no man a bitch.
Yeah,
Period.
but irrespective,
Unless you're ready to fight him.
he's supposed to be in that lifestyle where he's supposedly a pimp. You're gonna call another pimp a bitch. You should be ready to fucking fight. That's go ahead.
At the end of the day, man, respect. I make sure that I'm super respectful. Like
Yep,
I
respect.
go the extra mile to be.
you guys keep talking. I'm gonna grab the little package.
Surely.
Get ready
I
for
go
the
the
next
extra
segment.
mile to be extra respectful because I know how I am.
But you know what? One thing I noticed
I
coming
don't-
out here like that, people do not have that respect boundaries how
Oh, no,
we
it's-
do in
no,
prison,
no,
right?
no,
They
no,
just
no,
don't
no.
have those boundaries.
Right.
I mean, people just all day long disrespect you, right? So you gotta I started changing my mentality a little bit slowly, right? I was like, wait a minute. I remember being so respectful to people in prison. and people showed me respect, right? Because you have
Right.
that, you
It
know what
was-
I mean?
it
You
was
showed
mutual.
people come by,
It was
even
commanded.
whoever they may be, other
Put
races,
this on,
whatever, right?
put that
Man,
on.
what
And
is
so-
this?
Okay, what's this?
So
Like
you
the
gotta
little
put on
beauty
these
mask
blind-
or something?
So you guys got to put on these blindfolds. I'm gonna bring some food. You guys are gonna try it.
That's what we
And,
doing,
I'm gonna
huh?
give you guys 2
I
options.
mean, look, you gotta live a little, right? You wanted to live.
I can take this
Welcome
home.
home. Welcome
I can take this
home.
home, right? I can use this
just-
with baby.
I just look. This is what I
Straight
want to
up.
say, right? Real quick.
Put this on baby.
This is what I want
Hello.
to say real quick, right? Between us right here, we got almost 40 years of incarceration. That's 40 years lost, right? And to be honest with you, that's time that we could never get back, no matter what we do. There's a lot of things that we have gone through in prison, and you know, some things that I just don't even wish upon my worst enemies.
No,
and then it's
I
the
don't
same
wish jail
time
nobody.
I made good friendships with people, with solid people, right?
Indeed.
Not social media wannabes or people who are not about that life, right? So we didn't choose our life. We were just, you know what I mean, in the mix, caught our case, and guess what? We went in there, and that's who we are now. We're ex-convicts. All of us are ex-convicts, and this is what we're doing now. But you know, it's a blessing to be out here right now.
On the real.
Only advice I could give you
Alhamdulillah.
if you're facing any type of time, do not go to trial if you did your crime, right? I went to trial. I didn't take the deal. I ended up doing 4 or 5 years more than what I was supposed to do. So if you did the crime, take the deal. Because guess what? They're going to get you. I don't recommend no one to go to trial unless you know for a fact that you didn't do the crime.
Well, you know, the district attorney's main goal is to secure conviction.
Yep.
And they don't care how they get it.
Yep.
You know, they do faulty shit, and they will color outside the lines.
Not all, but from
Some
majority, yeah,
some will.
They'll go.
And then if you know the public defender, we call them public pretenders, because
yeah.
their only job is to secure a deal and get you on and get to the next person.
Man, I seen people thinking they were going home. They come back and they talk about, man, they gave me 20 years. I was like, you said you was going home. Your public pretender told you was going home. He's
Yeah,
like,
really, they don't argue. The public defenders or pretenders, they don't argue over your freedom. They argue over your time.
Indeed.
They not arguing to get you to the streets. They arguing.
I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of time
They
I
already in
seen-
their mind. They already know. They already you're going to prison.
I need you guys to put the blindfolds on.
Blindfolds, we ready to do
Okay,
this?
now.
I guess we're trying some foods we ain't never tried before.
Hello?
So let's do this. Let's put the blindfolds on. All right, make sure y'all can't see. Don't be cheating either.
Oh man, come on, man.
Don't be cheating, Aayan.
I'm trying to really
I'm gonna get the experience. You know what? Because I told myself I'm gonna have
Indeed.
experienced something every single time.
You guys. All right.
Man,
All right, let me make sure that everything. All right.
All right, I'm good. I can't see nothing.
Me neither.
So, in front of each one of you, I'm gonna put a bowl, right? I'm gonna right here.
It smells.
Right here.
Well, I got it in front of me.
I got it in front
right
of me.
there. That's your bowl. Just make sure you don't touch it yet.
Okay.
I mean, you can touch the bowl, so you can right in front
All
of you.
right.
Right,
I'm
here.
just trying to figure out where I'm at.
Right there.
Okay.
Hello.
Give me a second. I got 2 more bowls, right? So this is yours right here.
Oh
right?
my God.
Right here. Right. So just make sure. Okay.
Dog, this
Hold on
thing
real quick.
smells.
We'll start.
Oh,
No, you,
Hey, man.
What is this?
hold on.
Smells like bologna in prison.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with Ray. I want you to try what you have in front of you.
All right.
No, hold on.
We trying this?
Yes.
All right, here it goes. Oh, that's actually not bad.
What do you think that is?
It's some crackers. It's crackers. Like
Man,
Chinese trail
I'm
mix.
over here
It's a
going.
Chinese trail mix.
Lord,
I'm
You
gonna
know
give.
about in prison they give us
Lord.
that Chinese trail mix, right? With like the peas and the
There's
and
another
the
one.
pretzels
There's
and shit.
another one I want you to try.
Hey,
Right there.
man, Ak over here is struggling.
What is that? The second one that I gave you. What is that?
That's another one of them.
Ray,
Chinese
you got
trail mixes.
balls, Doc.
Huh?
Man, you
Chinese
got
trail
balls,
mix.
bro.
Chinese trail mix.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
That's
All right,
what they
now-
call-
now-
they
now-
call them. They call them smoker snacks in the
Oh,
county.
me.
Yeah,
The smoker.
smoker
Oh,
snacks.
man, he got the smoker. That's out.
Elijah, I want you to try what's in front of you.
Ah,
Come on, man. Just take one. Just take one right here.
Come on, Elijah. You
Right
got to
here.
do is live a little. Can't be worse than the bologna in prison.
feel like a dried up ass shrimp.
It don't taste bad though.
I'm worried about the laughter, but
Man, listen. I'm trying to expand my palate. You feel me?
Look, Aayan don't care.
Hello?
Aayan used
Right?
to eat
I'm trying
everything
to-
in prison.
Nah,
I'm talking about
nah.
All right, Aayan.
oysters.
All right, Aayan.
I love seafood.
All right, Aayan,
You
I
feel
got something for you.
me? All right, man. Where I'm at?
That tasted like an
Boy,
ice
right
cream
here.
cone.
Ice cream
bad,
cone.
huh?
Ice cream
It wasn't
cone.
bad.
Where
That's
am
why
I
I said it
reaching?
wasn't bad.
Where am I reaching?
Right in front of you, yes.
Okay,
Just
right here?
grab one, whatever's in there, and go ahead and try that.
I done dropped it.
Come on, you can't look at it. Come on,
Nah,
don't be
I'm
dropping
not.
it.
I dropped it. I ain't seen nothing.
I'm about to eat a dry goldfish.
Goldfish, that's not bad.
What the what?
So Aayan,
Are we ready or no?
no, so he's on Aayan right now. He's
All right, yeah.
hold on, but before we go, I got some more stuff for you guys to try.
All right.
Man, what the hell was that?
Okay, so
Man,
hold on.
It wasn't
crunchy.
bad, huh?
Hold on,
Nah,
hold on, Ray.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah,
It really
yeah,
I
had
want you to try
no
it as
taste.
well. Try it as well. Here.
What am I
Right here,
trying?
where your hand is. Yeah, just grab one, and I'm gonna give you one to Elijah as well. Elijah.
I wasn't.
This wasn't bad.
That wasn't why I was reaching.
So all of you try that.
Okay, let me see.
Okay.
Where I'm at.
That's a worm. That's a dried up.
That is not.
That ain't a worm.
That,
I mean,
wasn't a
hey,
worm.
hey,
That wasn't a worm. But all right. Well,
Are we
last
trying more?
here.
Where I'm at.
Right here. That's
Okay.
another one.
Oh,
Here, Ray.
Yeah,
Put your hand out. I'm gonna give it to
Hey,
you
man.
as well.
I told myself I'd never do nothing like this, man.
Right here.
Man, hey,
That's beef
Elijah.
jerky.
hold on. I keep
Try that.
Scared and afraid, naked and
Yeah,
I
you
keep
right.
afraid.
dropping shit. Hold on. Where the
Naked and afraid.
Right here.
Oh yeah, this smell like something right here.
It's beef jerky.
Hello? That's
Okay.
exactly what it is.
Do you guys want to take your blindfolds off?
Let me set that down. Oh my god.
So you guys were right. This was shrimp. This is the interesting one right here. You know what that is?
I don't even want to.
Man, that
Oh
look like
my
a deal.
god! Crickets! You
Bro.
fed us crickets?
But you guys
Worms
liked
and
it.
crickets.
You guys liked it. You guys didn't know. You guys liked it.
Man, I
Like,
like
in there somewhere, I slipped it to all of you. All of you tried
listen,
that.
listen. The only thing
Can
I
we try
really
You
this?
tried that.
Gummy bears?
Yeah, try. So some of these gummy bears, they might taste
Well,
like fruits or they might taste like fart.
Those like the barf ones.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Man, you picked a good one.
What is this?
That is a pizza pretzel.
Oh, so that was good.
So
That's
here and
nasty.
there, I was gonna give you something good. Sorry.
I ate a goddamn cricket.
No, you actually ate a maggot. You ate a maggot.
Bro,
He at least had a cricket. And
Hey,
he
bro.
That's
threw it out.
crazy.
hold on. What
A
I eat?
maggot?
That's crazy.
What I eat?
Hey, I ate a cricket, y'all.
What the hell I eat?
I think you ate both of them actually. You had
Oh,
them twice.
hell nah.
You had them twice, bro.
Oh,
You
no,
had them
look.
twice.
One on the floor. You know, I dropped it. Oh,
That's the one you dropped.
Eat it.
now hell no. I ain't
You
eat.
guys said it was good though. All of you guys were like, "Oh,
look,
this
I
is
got
not
a
bad."
story about that,
Yeah.
right? One day we was walking right in the
protein.
building. We see this crackhead walking by, right? We see a dead beetle on the ground, right? And so my partner goes, he tells the crackhead in the building in prison, goes, "Hey man, I give you $10 if you eat that beetle, right?" And he reached in there, and he ate the beetle, right?
Yeah.
And we both stood there like, I mean, he didn't even hesitate. He just said, "Hop," threw it in his mouth and ate it. We just stood there like,
So
what?
all these
That's
things
a
came from
maggot.
Amazon. All these are from Amazon. They're tested. There's
Why
not
are
something
they
that's gonna like
selling-
make you sick or anything like that.
Why
But
are they
because
selling-
people are getting that, and
Oh,
it's like a
this a
protein
maggot,
trend
bro.
where a lot of people are
Is
eating
it?
insects
Yeah,
instead
that's
of
a big
like
ass maggot.
Eat
I
it,
done seen
eat
little
it.
maggots.
try it. You already did. You already tried it. You already tried it. He said he was. You know what he said? He said that's an octopus.
Hey, you all type of something's in
He's
my
like,
head
"That's an
right now.
octopus." He's like,
Oh,
fuck
everything.
that. It tasted weird though, right? What did it taste
No,
like?
no. To be honest though, it was.
It wasn't bad,
It was
though.
like a bland taste to it. Like
Yeah,
Right,
Can
yeah.
I
Like
really
nothing.
reiterate? Outside of this, right? Like, how good is the food out here?
Right.
Man, listen.
How good is the
I
food
done
out
we
here?
talking
gained at
about
least 15
Mediterranean,
pounds. I came out 2000, man. I'm probably like 240 right now, man. For
Eating,
sure.
Just eating good food. You know, how good is the food out there? I mean, we got used to eating bologna every single day, right? They give you
Right.
this bologna meat. When you open the packet,
Peanut
right?
butter.
It smells so bad, right?
the sugar-free
you try doing
jelly.
everything you can to that thing, and
out.
it's just washing it, throwing it in a microwave, crispying it, trying to do whatever you can, burning it through a hot pot. I mean, everything that you possibly can. I mean, we've done everything.
Hold on. After you left, man, they started giving us pre-made sandwiches.
Pre-made?
Listen, the bologna already on the bread inside a pack. Imagine that.
What?
Man, dudes will go get the turkey sandwich. It's turkey, right? They open it up. There's mold and stuff all on the bread. The bread is moist.
They
and
don't
wet.
care.
Yeah.
You can't go back to the window and say you gave me something
Listen,
molded.
I
They
was
do
on-
not care.
I was on a halal
They
and
do not
kosher diet.
yeah.
For
They do
those
not
reasons
care.
alone.
No,
you know?
you have to be in that case because if they're giving you all kinds of, so I've only been in county prison. I mean, not in prison, but I've been in county and spent a couple of days in there. And then my experience wasn't as wild as your guys's and not as long as your guys's either. But I did see some crazy shit when I was in there, and I did experience some of the things that you guys mentioned during the podcast. But I want to wrap this up, and if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about, some of your social links right now. I know you have a music page. You want to get that out, and let the folks know about your music and how they can find it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so actually the music is on hold right now. Right now what we're working on is Swords. And that's a platform or a creative space for poets and people that do spoken words to get up there and do their thing. So if you're not timid before a crowd, man, get at us at on Instagram excuse me.
You want me to? I'll post the link up, and then I'll have it on the video.
Okay.
So you just send me the link afterwards, and then I'll have it up so it makes it easier for folks to go in there and find you.
So I do want to say this, right? So if you guys want to watch some more convicts come on the show, talk about some real stuff and their experiences, we're going to elaborate more in detail in our coming up podcast as far as what we went through, what we've seen in prison. You know,
Right.
this is just an intro video,
Exactly.
to give our followers something to watch, right?
Indeed.
But I do want to say, continue watching us, subscribe, follow us,
And
you
drop
can-
a comment and let us know what you guys want to see for
what
the
you
next
guys want to see,
episode.
what would you guys want to see us do, right?
Some
we
questions
got
you
a
guys
lot of
might
convicts
have.
coming up. We have a whole lot of convicts that want to come and join the show. We're gonna have females maybe do some blindfolding and have a couple of dates or
Oh, yeah, that's
or
coming
whatnot.
up.
I mean,
Hey,
we've been
you never
single
know.
for way
Yes.
too
Man.
long, right?
Yes.
Way too long.
Hello.
The other thing I want to say, the other thing I do want to say is that you can find me on Instagram, Rahat_Q. That's RAHOT_Q. You can go ahead and subscribe. It's all good. Show me love. I mean, I welcome it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a shy person, so whoever you are, go ahead and reach out. It's all good.
Yeah, man. Y'all can reach me at Aayan_all7s. It's my Instagram page. You feel me? It's not as elaborate right now, but we go get it going. We go get it popping.
We got to get you to at least
sure.
post one picture.
Hello,
At least
you know,
one
man.
picture. I mean,
You know.
you ain't got no pictures in there.
It's gonna happen. Hello,
We're
it's
gonna
gonna
teach you
happen.
at least one
You know?
picture. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So yeah,
Indeed.
it's a blessing just being out. You know what I mean? In this society, even though it's changed so much from what we remembered it, right? So we're trying to adjust. It's not easy, but it's well worth it.
Awesome. All right, thank you guys for tuning in to the Unguarded Podcast, and tune in next week for another video. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. All praise to
Have a
Allah.
blessed week and a weekend, everybody. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.